Do you have Christmas gifts for your cats yet? No stress. Today I'm going to be making 3 quick, affordable DIY gifts for your cats that's perfect for Christmas, their birthday, or just any day that you feel you want to spoil them. These are definitely not my own ideas. I got some inspiration from TikTok. You may have seen a couple of these DIY crafts make the rounds. I got very inspired by these videos and I wanted to share with you all how you can make quick, affordable gifts for your cats for Christmas. Let's begin. So the first thing I'm going to make is a DIY elevated cat bowl. So you probably have seen some of these videos before. It is an absolute must in the DIY cat world. It's super quick, it's super affordable, you can thrift all the items and it takes literally 5 minutes. Or less. You're only going to need 3 items. First up, you're going to need super glue or all-purpose glue, a shot glass or any sort of small glass container. It doesn't have to be glass, it can be any sort of strong, durable material, something that's not too high. Just like think about where your cat is kind of going to be able to eat comfortably without it being too high or too low. The whole idea of an elevated cat bowl is to make them eat more comfortably so that they don't have to bend down too low and strain their necks. Just a really good mouth height would be ideal. And then you're also going to need a bowl, something that's really flat so that they don't have, strain on their whiskers when eating, but something with a rim preferably so it doesn't spill as easily. In this case, I thrifted both of these things for really, really cheap, and the glue I bought, but I mean, a lot of people probably already have. And also something that is glass or preferably aluminium or porcelain. Plastic isn't ideal because it harbors a lot of bacteria over time, so I just went with glass. It's easy to clean and it looks good. So this will be the base of the bowl and this will be the bowl. So you just want to place it on top of each other and just kind of measure out where the middle is of both pieces. You want it to be exactly in the middle so it doesn't, tip over or something. So just measure with your eye where's the middle, and once you have it, you can take the glue and start putting it on the base. Okay, so the whole base is covered with glue. And then when you place it on top, just again make sure that it's perfectly in the middle. Okay, and then you just hold it for however long your glue takes to dry. If you want, you can take some glue and just go around the ridges to make sure that it's sealed completely and secure, but that's optional. I'm gonna do it because I'm paranoid. Okay, it's glued and now it just needs some time to dry, so you can set this aside, maybe put something slightly heavy on top so there's enough pressure to secure it, and voila, there you go, a DIY raised cat bowl that cost basically nothing and took 5 minutes to make. So the next DIY Christmas cat gift is a cat scratching post. I saw this on TikTok and I thought it's a really cute idea. And just like the first one, almost everything can be thrifted and you can make it in under 5 minutes. Again, you're only going to need 3 items. Super glue or all-purpose glue, a second-hand or old welcome mat, and lastly, an old picture frame or a frame that you thrifted, something that is kind of tall because your cat's going to use it as a scratching post, and something that you can kind of secure against a wall or put somewhere that is sturdy. So I thrifted this and I bought a really cheap welcome mat that I had my boyfriend cut up with a carpet knife. So this is what I have. Let's assemble. So you just want to take your welcome mat and measure it into the frame and see if you have the correct amount of carpet. So this looks pretty good. I'm just going to go ahead and glue it together. I'm going to put the glue on the very edges just so that when my cat scratches it, the corners won't lift up or do anything weird. Depending on how strong your cat is, you might need to use a lot more glue than me. I have a feeling Millie's going to rip this apart and I'm gonna have to re-glue it, but there's only one way of finding out. Okay, hopefully that's enough. Now I'm just going to flip it over and secure it into the frame. Just make sure that it's nice and glued. And there you go. You have a DIY cat scratcher in under 5 minutes. You can put this aside and place something heavy on it so it can dry. Okay, so the third and final gift is a little bit more complicated, a little bit more expensive, and a little bit more time consuming than the previous two, but it's going to be so worth it. I don't know about your cat, but Millie loves to be in like a tent or under a blanket that's stretched out. So anything that's kind of tent-like, Millie really enjoys to be in. So I thought, what would be better for her for Christmas than a DIY cat teepee tent. I also saw someone make this on TikTok and I thought it would be a really cute idea to try. So let's see if I can do this. You're going to need some glue as well, all-purpose or super glue or craft glue. I don't have a lot left, so let's hope I make it. You're going to need a scissor, some decorations. I have little pom-poms, this lace trimming, some black pom-poms, more pom-poms, some feathers, this is like a black elastic band rope thing, some green fake leaves. I have some gold wire if I need to tie anything together. I also have some dowels. I have 5 dowels. 2 thicker ones and 3 thinner ones. I don't know why, but that's what I have. And then I also have a sheet that I'm not going to use anymore because it doesn't fit any of my beds. So yeah, you can thrift a sheet, you can take an old one. Dowels are pretty inexpensive and decorations are also not that bad. So yeah, I mean, you can also use decorations that's in your home already. So also a pretty affordable project, but a little bit more expensive than the previous two. So I don't really have a solid plan here. I'm just going to wing it and see if I can figure this out. So fingers crossed. Okay, so I want to use these thinner dowels for like the tent part. I'm thinking to use these as like the base of the tent. So I'm thinking, let's just move this up. I'm thinking something like this. I have to tie it here at the back. These gold wires are really fun to do crafts with. It's not hard to bend, but it's also sturdy, so I would highly recommend something like this. Okay, we have a base. My nail just flew off. Yes, you saw that. Anyway, we have a tent. We have a pyramid tent. And it's kind of secure. It might have also needed like a dowel there. A bowel. It may also have needed a bowel here. It may have also needed a dowel here so that it doesn't, you know, do this, but it'll just have to do. Now, the hard part might be to get the sheet to wrap beautifully and practically around it. That's the tough part. Grab yourself a pencil so you can make markings on the sheet where you want to cut it, if you want to cut it, and where it's going to fit onto the teepee. Now I'm just going to cut it and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I cut the sheet into one strip, so now it's time to assemble. You can either keep this, you know, like this. You can flap it over, you can do this. I think I might just cut mine because it looks a little bit crazy. But first, I'm just gonna see if the curtains and everything fold open correctly. And if everything looks good, I'm going to cut off all the excess material and decorate it, my favorite part. I feel the chain is splitting a little bit. I could have really used another dowel to secure the frame. So I think I'm just going to use some of this elastic and just make a thin little line to keep it in place. So this is very stretchy. So I think I'm actually going to cut it a little bit shorter so that the elastic actually, you know, keeps it together. With the dowel you would need to sew it or do something else, but this is actually quite good for, you know, just making sure that it stays put. Alrighty, we're getting there. Okay, this is much better now that I secured it. Okay, here we have it. We have the tent. And this is the little curtains, so I'm going to figure out a way to like roll this up and, you know, secure it here. And then we have a little cat tent, and then you can close the curtains if she wants some privacy. Okay, my friends, we have an almost teepee. So we have the little curtains here. I rolled it back and secured it with needle and thread. By the way, look at this cute travel needle and thread kit. Very handy. I got it at Discam for the South Africans. I don't know where else in the world you get it, but I'm sure you do. So yeah, I have the curtains like this with only one small stitch in here because I'm still not sure what I want to do with it yet. So I'm not completely convinced this is how I want it, but this is how it is so far. I tied these things to the base and I have this also here, and then we'll do the big reveal to Millie. Millie's my cat, by the way. And there we have the first of many strings. I think I'm going to cut this video short here, otherwise this is going to be too long for any algorithms to like. But here is where we're at so far. We have the teepee almost ready. We have the cat ball and the scratcher. I'll give an update what Millie thinks in part 2. Please follow along on this journey and I'll see you next time.